Hi everyone, this is Amy and welcome back to my channel. Today we're making Butaman, which are juicy Osaka pork buns. For the dough, we need to warm up a cup of milk. Once it's warm, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar, a teaspoon of yeast, and set that aside to let that bloom. In a large bowl, we need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a tablespoon of baking powder. It's going to get them nice and fluffy. Before adding in a tablespoon of melted unsalted butter, the milk, and sugar and yeast mixture. Start mixing this up until the dough starts to come together, which should happen pretty quickly. We're going to dust our workbench, tip this out, and start kneading this. Now I had a cup of water on the side just in case I needed it, but I didn't. This was enough moisture for my dough. So scrape all that out and start getting in there with your hands and kneading this until it gets super pillowy, soft, and plump, and just beautiful. It's about 5-7 minutes. Once it's come together, pop that back into the bowl. We're going to cover this up and put this in a warm place to rise for about an hour. While that's rising, we can work on the filling. For the filling, we need to grate up an inch piece of ginger because we want both the juice and the mince, 2 cloves of garlic. To this, we're going to add this to a pound of ground pork. Because there's some stuck in the little grater, I'm adding the tablespoon of sake to this, brushing that around, and dumping that into our filling as well. We need a tablespoon of oyster sauce, a teaspoon of sugar, and a tablespoon of olive oil. Next, we're going to chop up 6 rehydrated shiitake mushroom caps. It's going to add a really nice earthiness to the sweetness of the pork. Add that in and start mixing with your hands in one direction until you get a sticky paste. And once that has happened, you can set this aside until your dough is ready to go. Since tomorrow is Halloween, I wanted to see if I could make these look like little pumpkins. So that's what we're going to do. Optional, of course. You can see the dough has risen a little bit. It was cold in my kitchen, so it didn't rise as much as I wish it had, but it's still perfect. Tip this out, add a couple drops of food coloring, and start working this in. Again, this is optional. You can make it as dark or as light as you want. Do wear gloves though so you don't stain your hands, because people may look at you funny the next day. Once it's colored to my liking, we're going to roll this into a little log, dusting with a little bit more flour because this is a little bit of a sticky dough, and start sectioning this off into little chunks. Chunks I broke this into were a little too big, so I went ahead and have the chunks that I'm chopping now I just chopped these chunks into half chunks. You'll see what I mean in a minute. To form this, we're going to take one of our little dough balls and start rolling this out into as much of a circle as you can. You do want the edges thinner than the center because we're going to start crimping these. We don't want a really thick edge. Once it's rolled out, we're going to add 1.5 tablespoons of our filling in, and we'll start crimping the edges together until we can completely close our bun. This was the easiest way I found to do it, by resting it on my bench and just carefully going around and pinching. I know some people can do this with one hand. They are magicians. I cannot. So just keep on going. This dough is really stretchy and very forgiving. So just go around until you can close it as much as possible and rest it on a little parchment. Now these are all our buns. We want to cover these again and let them rest for another 5 minutes. Just lining my steamer basket with a little parchment. I'm only going to steam 4 because it's only me eating. So over to the stove, pop this over some water, make sure it doesn't touch the bottom. I like to put a towel so the condensation doesn't run back into the buns. Put a lid on this and let these steam for 15 to 20 minutes. After 15 to 20 minutes, take off the heat. And you can see how much these have expanded, so make sure to leave a little room as you're putting these in. Just play them with a little hot mustard. And now let's go ahead and give this a taste. Look how juicy, steamy. The pork is so savory. Like I said, mushrooms add a super delicious earthiness. I do recommend the hot mustard with this. It's just so good. It's such a compliment. But these are easy, fun, and absolutely delicious. But there they are, Butaman. I hope you all try to make these in your home. Thank you once again for spending time with me again today. I really appreciate every single one of you. If you liked this video, give it a like. If you loved it, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell if you haven't already, because I put out new videos every Thursday. Thank you so much again. Happy Halloween, and until next time, happy cooking.